Howdy folks, Brian Kusko here at Triple B. Today we are featuring Morelia Python Radio with your hosts, Eric Burke and Owen McIntyre. These are two awesome dudes who have been doing a kick-ass podcast for the last 6 years straight. They always have really cool guests every Tuesday evening live, but you can listen back to the podcast at any time. For those of you like me that weren't familiar with how podcast works. Speaking of podcasts, I'll be doing a podcast/YouTube live stream tonight with Port City Pythons. Check the link in the description. Anyway, Eric and Owen from NPR. I kicked back with these guys at their hotel room outside of the NARBC Tinley Park show back in October, and we chatted up a storm. And they have proved that they have voices for radio. But do they have the faces for video? I'll let you decide. You're watching Triple B TV.
You don't have to have a carpet python.
How did you get into snakes?
You go first.
Sure. Well, when I was a kid, my dad brought home a garter snake, and I was just amazed by it, fascinated by it. Stood at the little critter keeper thing and looked at it for hours, and then slowly it graduated from, wanting something bigger or, something different that wasn't out there. And next thing I knew, I had a Burmese python, and then my fascination with pythons just sealed the deal for me. That's how I became a python guy.
Cool. Yeah, Owen?
Mine was kind of a different route. In elementary school, I was terrified of snakes. I had a run-in with an eastern water when I was little. Totally hated them. Indiana Jones, I was freaking out, all that stuff. So I get to college, and I'm like interested, and I want to kind of get over the fear. And I completed like a complete 180. Once I started learning about them, I wanted some. I got a Cal King, which led to my girlfriend giving me a baby carpet python, and then I was done. I was sold. It was it. I went from 0 to like 200. Right around, yeah.
And now you guys are doing it big. How did you guys meet each other?
That's a funny story. So Owen was into carpet pythons before I was.
Yep.
I decided that I didn't want to go the ball python route. I wanted to do something different, and so carpet pythons.
And this was circa 19...
This was 2007.
Oh, that's right.
2000.
It's been 2000 for almost 17 years now.
Yeah, right?
It was after college, so I would graduate in 08, so it was around 2009-ish. Somewhere.
Maybe, 2009, something like
if
that.
I had produced,
So
it was closer to 10, but yeah, somewhere around that area.
I started just jumping. I jump into things. I jump in the deep end. It's either I'm in or I'm out. One or the other. I got in, and I started buying all these different carpet pythons. And Owen was like, "Who the hell is this Eric Burke guy?"
He lives like 2 blocks down from me, and he's buying every single carpet python I can imagine. I'm like, this guy's gonna run me out of business. I'm doomed. So,
I was a huge fan of Reptile Radio.
Yeah.
I loved it. It helped my drive to work every week be really good. And then all of a sudden, those guys kind of fell off, and they stopped doing it. So I contacted Larry, that was the host of Reptile Radio, and I said to him, like, how do you go about starting a podcast? I want to do one about the other pythons besides ball pythons. And he said. Yeah, man, just be consistent. Pick a day, do it, and I'll do it all the time. So I was like, okay. And then I did one show by myself, and that was a disaster.
Great.
That was bad. That was bad.
It's really hard to keep reading when you're supposed to keep talking. If someone says, don't stop talking, the immediate thing you do is, and you stop. And it's hard.
Yeah. So I put a message out. I think it was on the
Morelia Python forums.
Or something
He
like
threw
that.
it out there. And he wants to do a podcast, and he's looking for a co-host. And I'm like, all right, this guy lives close. Why not? So I'm thinking we'll do 5 episodes, and then something will happen, and we'll quit. Then after 5 episodes, I'm like, all right, we'll do 10 episodes. Something will happen, we'll reschedule, we'll quit. After we did like a year or so of the episode, I'm like, all right, we probably aren't coming back after the New Year's break. And freaking came back. It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
And somehow we just keep rolling and keep going.
6 years.
6
every
years.
single week.
Every Tuesday. Except for 2 weeks.
2 weeks of the year we take off.
Between
Christmas
and New Year's.
That's it.
That's it.
Other than that, we keep.
We have a show this coming Tuesday
Yes.
after we are probably going to get back from Tinley Park at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're going to hit the beds at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then sleep, work, show on Tuesday. It will be a very interesting show, but
Hey, interesting is good when it comes to shows.
Oh yeah. It's always good.
So yeah, I mean, the whole idea is that there was such a focus on ball pythons, and I'm not anti-ball python at all. It's just that there's so much.
Because this interview will be over right now.
But there's so much other stuff out there that I wanted to sort of get people to understand that that there is other things out there. You can check them out, and there are other people in the hobby that
all
do.
snakes can make good pets. It's just they can all be just as docile as a ball python if you work with them a little bit.
And pinholing yourself into one species is bad. I mean, like when we started the podcast, I had 8 coastal carpet pythons. I have white lips, Maclots pythons. I have olive pythons. I have all this other stuff because we get guys on the show that worked with these things. And they get you so revved up about this thing. The worst thing, I have to stop going on.
I have no experience talking about it.
Yeah, I have to stop going on classifieds during the show because I'm like, ooh, buy, and then I have like, oh crap, I got these things. So yeah, that's the difference is what makes it cool, and it keeps the carpet python fresh. I'm not bored with my carpet pythons because I got all this other stuff too.
I think too, like the when I say that there's other python species out there, is that there might be people out there that they like water pythons. And that's what they really dig, and like they shouldn't be, have to follow what other people do. You should do what you love, man.
Oh, absolutely.
It should be your passion, and you should be excited about when those eggs are pipping, or if that snake is shedding or eating or whatever. Is really, what you should be doing, and not worrying about what somebody else is doing. And I found that there's so many people in the hobby that worry about, well, this guy's got this and this guy's got that. In order for me to sell at a show, I have to have these things. And no, you don't, man. No, because I think people respond to that passion.
They do.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely. I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter for somebody else. If you're doing what you love, that's going to show through.
Yeah.
It's not. You can't fake the fact that you love doing something.
Absolutely.
Everybody, regardless of how dense somebody is, it's just something subliminal. They recognize, oh, this person really loves what they're doing.
Yeah.
There. You don't have to think about it. It's just like a feeling. You can see it. You can feel it.
And why cheat yourself? I did a show, it was like one of my first shows. So I set up with my little baby carpet pythons, gray little worms, dull, nobody knows who I am. So I sat there for hours, nothing sold. But the guy next to me was breeding bearded dragons. And he leans over, he goes, man, I really love like emeralds, but there's no money in emeralds. So I breed these bearded dragons. And it's like, why are you selling what you love short to breed what you think is gonna make you money? And then I stuck with it. I'm like, totally ignore this guy. 2 years later, I'm buying the racks out of his house because he's quit to fill up my house with more carpet pythons and the stuff that I love. So it's like, you should definitely do what you love, because then people will find you if they have the same interest.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, man. That's good advice, guys. You got someone around here. There's a camera I can talk to. You got all you guys listening right now.
Everyone, there's cameras.
Yeah, there's cameras here. You should be listening and watching. Look at the expressions on these guys' faces. Okay, there's pure love pouring out of these faces. Okay? You don't get to see this on the radio, right?
No.
So now you know. I mean, these guys. They got voices for radio, yes.
That is true.
But faces for video, I would say. Look, when you see love like that, this is the awesome thing. This is what I really want to interview guys, because people hear your voices all the time, and now they get to put a face. I'm sure people know your faces too, but now all those people that have been...
Well, the other thing is that people are going to realize that Eric is not as short as I think.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
People...
Owen likes to call me a hobbit.
And the problem, nobody sees us, so
everybody thinks I'm this guy that's like 2'2".
I carry him in a bag or something like that. Like they're expecting, and then he shows up. And
I'm like Yoda on the backpack on Luke Skywalker.
People have asked me, they're like, Eric's like 3 foot tall. I'm like, yeah. So that's the first.
I'm really not.
I know. So that's the reaction.
Do you guys have anything that you'd like to tell the people other than, so Morelia Python Radio obviously is where they go. How do people that haven't listened to you already, how do we come find you and listen and check out what's going on with Morelia Python Radio?
Every Tuesday on Blog Talk Radio at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, live, and then you can download it on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever podcast app you got. Just look up Morelia Python Radio and we're there. We also have a website, MoreliaPythonRadio.com.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is there, what we do and how we do it.
And the other thing I would like to throw out is that if you're in one of the areas, there are 5 carpet fests that happen around the country.
We should throw that in.
We should throw that 5 carpet fests that happen around the country. It's basically it started off as a barbecue for all the Morelia breeders in the area, and it has now exploded to, like, Tinley is like our unofficial Midwest carpet fest. We all hang out, drink, eat, talk, swap, stuff like that. But we have the Northeast Carpet Fest, the Southern Carpet Fest, which is in Texas. We have the Southeast Carpet Fest is getting underway in Florida. Northwest, which is Seattle, and then we have the Southwest, which is, they do it at
Travis Johnson's house.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and it's not just for Morelia carpets, Green Tree Pythons. It's for anybody is welcome, please. And it's one of those things that it's kind of like come in, talk, form some friendships, get to know the people in the community, especially the people around you, and hey, maybe you end up getting a carpet python. So
I can't imagine that happening.
That's the other problem, is that there's that after Carpet Fest thing. So like I hosted it a few times, and people were at my house, and they got to handle my rough scale pythons. And then like the day after Carpet Fest, people are just running out buying rough scale pythons, and then it's at your place with all your Sumatrans and all that other stuff that you got going on.
Well, Carpet Fest, I should where it started is I get these harebrained ideas every once in a while, and then I throw them by Owen, and he tells me I'm nuts, and then
But do it, yeah.
We do it anyway.
We should do it. Yeah.
I took a page from Chondro Fest. So the Chondro people used to get together, and they would all hang out, and I was like, I think part of the draw for me, at least, with the whole reptile thing is the people. You know what I mean? It's hard to hang out with people at a show because you try and sell your snakes and whatnot, and talk to your customers, and it's this thing that but you want to talk to somebody about, like, there's other people that like these snakes. Wow, I can talk to somebody else about this stuff. Somebody's gonna listen to me and give me feedback. Carpet Fest started as that, and it was just that. It was just a bunch of guys that got together, and I think one of the things that I want to make sure that everybody understands is that you don't have to have a carpet python to go to Carpet Fest.
No,
it's not what it's about.
It's just called snake at all.
No.
Just if you want to learn, this is the place to do it.
The idea is to get these guys and girls and everybody that's kept these snakes and knows about them in a room with people that are new to snakes and want to ask questions and meet people, and and get them together so that they can pick their brain and learn. And what better atmosphere than sitting back and drinking a beer, or eating some food and chatting snakes.
And then we have the USARK auction at every single Carpet Fest, so they try to raise something to contribute to USARK for that too. And some years we exceed our expectations. We have the T-shirts that we sell too for that kind of stuff. So
I don't know. It's all about giving
something.
back.
Yeah, always trying to do something to further the community.
I think what gets lost sometimes is like there was guys before us, and there was guys before them, and they taught those guys and they taught these, and it's like sharing that information and passing it down. What have you learned? And I think we learn something from each other. You have new people that come in and they have a different perspective or a different mindset. They're coming in, and I really like listening to those people, because sometimes when you're in this, you get in this box and you're in this world where you can't look outside that box.
I like the thing where you get so deep into the forest you can't see the trees.
Yes. Yeah.
This is how it's done because it's always been done this way. But then somebody comes in who has never worked with carpet pythons, but kind of has a different approach to keeping pythons that can easily be used. So by pigeonholing yourself and only listening to this group of people, you're not expanding what could totally work. Let's say they come in with something that we now apply to Morelia, and we get healthier clutches or bigger clutches or whatever. So it's good to learn from all angles.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys letting me have you on, and
just
being other people that are lovely, people who are full of love in this community. Guys like you are the reason I keep going and keep coming back and wanting to do more and more, is because of people like you guys. So I really appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
What do you guys think? If you like this video, please be sure to click that thumbs up, share it on Facebook, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more videos like this one, please leave a comment down below and let us know if you want to see Eric and Owen again here on Triple B TV. I'm hoping to attend one, if not all, of the carpet fests around the country someday, so click on this link right here if you want to find out how you can be part of that. In our next episode, we're going to have Vin Russo, the Boa Bible Master, on the show. Until then, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care. These are two awesome dudes who have been These are two awesome dudes who've been doing a kick-ass podcast for the last 6 years. Speaking of podcasts, I'll be doing a podcast / YouTube live.
Like this is video, you know, it's video. You can see there's cameras.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna work at all. No, seriously. I mean, let's do a little test and we'll see how it runs and we'll see if it looks like okay. And
Okay.
If it's okay, then we'll go.
We'll give it a shot.
I mean, like the first things I usually ask almost everybody is how did you get into snakes?